Hello, my name is Daniel, and today I'll be walking you through how to migrate from the Hasura GraphQL Engine on Heroku to the new DigitalOcean Hasura backend as a service. So, about a week ago in mid-November, Hasura launched DIY real-time GraphQL backend as a service on DigitalOcean through some sort of one-click droplet. So, migrating from what I currently have on my app to this new service. A bit more about my app. Right now, I have an app I built with Vue using Hasura as a backend, and it's already been loaded. Let me just launch that, and basically, this is the app. It's an app of all the books I've read, and yeah, so all that is stored in the Postgres database using the Hasura engine, and comes here. So you can add a book to. So let's say 123 by ABC. We add the book and it's done. If you refresh the list, you should see 123 by ABC at the bottom. And then this is the Vue app, but if you want to have a look at the backend, I'm hosting this on Heroku, as I said. So if we go to the API Explorer for in my Hasura console, and you go to data, open the books table, and you see 123 by ABC, which I just added. So this is the backend on Heroku, which I will be migrating to the DigitalOcean one. So let's create the DigitalOcean droplet in 3 easy steps. So we click there, and okay, so we already choose Hasura GraphQL on 18.4. We scroll down, and because this is just for demo purposes, nothing in production, so I'll just get the $5 a month package, and then no backup, no block storage, choose Bangalore because that's where I'm closest to right now. Then we'll choose a host name. We only have one droplet. Let's give this the name Hasura GraphQL Migrations. Cool. And then create. It usually takes some time for the droplet to start. So what we'll do now is we'll migrate from this to this, and Hasura has some pretty good documentation for this. So we'll head over to the docs, and we're going to do migrations. Alright, so we want to migrate an existing project. Alright, cool. So the first thing is step 0. You have to take note of your GraphQL Engine endpoint. If we come up to the top, where is that? My endpoint is, yep, that's that. So take note of that, this part only. I'll take note of that. Let me just see if the droplet is done. Almost. Okay. So usually it takes some time. I'll just skip over this, and then yeah. So this is a new droplet. It's completely empty. There's no database behind it. Alright, so now we have the IP address here. We'll just copy it and paste it in our browser, and we should have access to the Hasura console. Yeah, if we check the data, there's no table, nothing. We'll have to create everything from scratch. So nice. So now back to the migration docs. The next step would be to install the Hasura CLI. Depending on which operating system you're on, follow the specific instructions. I'm on Windows, so it says I should have git bash installed to use Hasura CLI. I have that installed already. If you don't, there is a link here. And you should also download the Hasura CLI on 64-bit, so I'll hit that. It's not a big download, so it won't take much time. See, it's practically done already. Great, so install that. I already have it installed, so I'll skip that part. And then next up, we put this command into our terminal. So I'll open my terminal and oh jeez. Okay, I'll open my terminal and put in this command. So I'll change a few things, like the name of my app, or rather the endpoint of my app is called doview.heroku.com. Let's name this migration. We're migrating, right? Let's name that migration. So it might take some time, but okay, cool. That was pretty quick. So let's change directory into migration. And then if we want, we can run the Hasura console, which is basically a local version of this app, this backend here. So we'll have the same tables, the same schema, just it's all running locally. See, we have the books table and all that. Great. So we'll close this so it doesn't get too cluttered and go back to the docs. After that, we need to initialize what we call pgdump. So this is just a Postgres function that basically dumps our whole database into this file that we give at the end. So we'll dump everything into a file called public schema.sql. So let's just copy this. And okay, nope, let's get over that part. Yes. So next, what we need to do is initialize our migrations as per our current state, and we use something called pgdump, which is just a Postgres function that dumps our whole database into a file, into a SQL file with this name. So our command will have public schema.sql. So if you need your database credentials from the Heroku instance, all you need to do is go to your Heroku dashboard. Really slow internet. So in your Heroku dashboard, just select the app, it's Vue for me, and then go to settings, and you have to reveal the config vars. So in your config vars, you'll have this. Just copy that and paste it like I did here. So this first part, right after the double backslashes, is your username, and right after the username is your password, this really long one. After the @ sign, that's the host. So whatever compute1 at amazonaws.com, that's your host. And then the port is right after the host, and then following the backslash after the port is your database name. So following the backslash after the port is your database name. So I already pasted this whole command with my credentials. You should do the same. And let's just paste it here. First of all, let's end this thing. Okay, close the localhost server, and then let's paste that. Yeah. Also, because we want to take the data, you should add this flag, column inserts, so that the data in your database is also dumped or backed up. So we want our password. Let's just copy this, paste it there. It won't show, but just know it's pasted, and press enter, and it should do the dump. So we were in Malga migration, so let's go to Malga migrations. So my migration, cool. Then we should see everything there. Done. All right. So the next step now is to export the metadata. So Hasura metadata export, and it will create a metadata.yaml file. Metadata export. Okay, now that's done, and let's just check here, refresh, check the migrations folder, and we have metadata.yaml that was just created. The next step is to create a migration. We'll name this first, migration first, so as to avoid any confusion. So we enter this command, Hasura migrate first. Hasura migrate create. Okay. I should have put this in silent. Sorry. So the next step now is to create a new migration. We'll name this migration first so as to avoid any confusion. So let's just copy this command and paste it in our terminal. Alright, migration files created with version that, first, up, down, YAML, and SQL. So now we're supposed to move a few files, the contents of a few files to another file, or to other files rather. So we're supposed to move public schema.sql to migrations first up.sql, and metadata.yaml to migrations version first up. Okay, cool. So we open this migrations folder, and we'll open up these files in Sublime so that we can make the changes. Nice. So we're also supposed to open up this one. Alright, so we're supposed to move everything in. Let's just remove this line. We have to. Don't forget to remove that line. So we're supposed to copy public schema.sql to the first up.sql file, and we just paste it there and save it. And let's save this file also. And then we're supposed to move everything in metadata to this. So let's just take that out, but it has some special instructions for this one. So we're supposed to copy this and paste it here before we paste anything from the metadata file. Make sure we get the indentation right also. So we just copy everything and then move over here and just paste it. So the indentation is wrong. Let's just move that a bit. Okay, that's perfect. Yep. Is it? Let's just check again. Yep. Query template. Yes, perfect. Okay, so the indentation is perfect. We save it, and then now we check the documentation again. What do we do next? Because we're not doing a down migration, I guess we could delete those. So we'll go ahead and do that. Delete these two files, and then okay, we'll skip this step because we don't want to add another table. We want to keep the table intact. And yes, this is the most important part. So now, because we want to apply the migration to another instance of the GraphQL engine, in this case, this being our DigitalOcean instance, so we have to follow this step. So we keep note of the URL of the instance, which is this. We'll just highlight that. And then we open config.yaml and change the endpoint. Okay, so let's just copy that. Copy, and then go back and edit config.yaml and paste this there and save it. Cool. And after that, all we have to say is Hasura migrate apply to finalize the migration. So let's go back to our terminal and type Hasura migrate apply. Migrations applied. So now if we go back to this instance and reload it, and if we check the data, We have our books table with everything we had in Vue. We check that. We still have the books table in both now. And we have it in our DigitalOcean instance. So now what we want to do is just copy all this and paste it into our app and change the URI and paste it, save it, it compiles, and let's just wait for it to be up and running. It might take some time because this is the first time I have compiled it since I made a few changes. So while it does that, let's just go back and check out the documentation. Okay, so because we've done everything we need to, that's the last step. And this is the local one. Let's just close that. And let's close that also. Great, okay. So compiled successfully. Let's just test that. Open it up. And yep, it's running. We add a book. What book do I want to add? So I was reading this 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. I hope I spelled his name right. And we add the book added, done. Let's refresh the list. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, and then we go to the instance and check the data out. Check the books table. We should have, yep, okay, I was worried a bit. I didn't notice that there was another page. I thought this thing didn't work. So 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, ID number 24. Great. So that's it from me. That's how you migrate from the Hasura Heroku instance to the new DigitalOcean backend as a service. I hope this tutorial was beneficial. See you soon.